Hi, welcome back. Well, in today's episode of All About KNB, I am going to tell you more about the finances. But before I start, let me just quickly introduce myself because I realize I don't really introduce myself in the videos, and few of you were curious like what university do you study, where are you from? So yeah, hi, I'm Mansi. I'm originally from India, but currently I'm studying in Indonesia at Universitas Wijayakusuma Surabaya on the KNB scholarship, and my faculty is engineering, and I'll be studying computer engineering. So yeah, that's it. So let's get started with the video. In this video, I wanted to talk about all the finance related stuff of KNB. Like, I know the result for the KNB scholarship 2024 is not out yet, but many of you must be curious like what does the KNB scholarship actually provide? Is it really enough for me to survive in Indonesia without any financial support from my parents or any part-time job? So all the questions are going to be answered today. So stick together and let's begin. So firstly, I want to talk about all the things that are covered by KNB according to the KNB website. So when you go to the actual website, I'll link down the link in the description. So when you go to the website, you will find a column below which would say download the guide. When you open that guide, you see a table of context, and here you can see the scholarship coverage and duration. So when you go to that page, okay, so when you go to that page, there are all the things mentioned which by the KNB which they provide for. So I will explain this to you first, and then there are a few things which are not mentioned here but are also covered, and few things which I think you guys should know about, so I will mention it. So first let's take a look at the first point. It says a settlement allowance will be given to new students upon their arrival in Indonesia. So settlement allowance is when you first come to Indonesia, when you first visit your university, they'll provide you with some money. As for the flight tickets are also covered. It is mentioned below, but yeah, be assured the flight tickets are covered. The government or your university will provide you with all your flight details and the ticket, and you just have to board the flight. And then when you reach your destination, let's say you reach Surabaya, then your university will provide you with a check or cash money so that you are well adjusted to the environment. Let's say there are a few things you need to buy. Let's say you need to buy a fan or something. So with that money, you will be able to do everything. Let's say you want to buy food items and all. For me, when I first came to Surabaya, we were given a settlement allowance of almost, I don't really remember, but it was a million or 1.5, I'm not sure, which is like really more than enough for you to settle down in a new place. It would be like in INR, I'd say it was 5,000 or 8,000 rupees in INR, but in Indonesian currency too, it is more than enough. So be assured you will get the settlement allowance along with your monthly allowance, which I'll mention in like later parts. The second point is about tuition fees in BIPA program and academic program as long as duration of the scholarship. So for bachelor students, our program length is maximum 4 years. 4 years plus the BIPA course, so it's 5 years. As for masters and all, it's 3 or 4 years, something like that. So you don't have to really worry about the tuition fees, how you're going to pay. You don't even know how much your tuition fee is. Everything is covered by the KNB, so rest assured the fees is completely covered. Next, it says during BIPA and academic program, the KNB students will receive living allowance monthly upon their arrival in Indonesia, as long as KNB students living in Indonesia during their duration scholarship. So it's like living allowance is like a monthly salary for you to cover all your other expenses. Let's say it's your first month in Indonesia. You arrive in Indonesia, you get your settlement allowance, which is almost nearly about 1 to 1.5 million Indonesian rupiah, and then you get your living allowance for that month. So the living allowance, it is for you to cover your accommodation, your food, your transport, and all other things, let's say hanging out and all. You have to cover it in that amount of money that you get. If I mention it in numbers, for us this year we are getting 4.7 million rupiah per month, and as for me it is really enough, more than enough for you to live comfortably in Indonesia as a student. But it really depends, like for us the KNB is providing 4.7 this year, but I'm not sure if next year it will be increased. Obviously it will be increased because inflation is a thing, but for you new students I'm not sure how much they will provide, but for us it's 4.7. So hopefully maybe you will get more, and maybe for us too we will get more next year, let's hope. The next thing it says is during BIPA and academic program, the KNB students will receive research and book allowance monthly upon their arrival in Indonesia during their duration scholarship. So along with your living allowance, you will receive a book allowance, which is around 3 to 4 lakh per month or every 3 months, for you to buy books and all other stationeries required for your required for your studies. For bachelor students it's just the book allowance because we don't really get involved in research, but as for masters and PhD students you get book allowance with research allowance. I'm not sure how much the research allowance is, but book allowance is 3 to 4 lakh per month, so it's really more than enough. Another thing is a health insurance. A health insurance is a must. When you come to Indonesia, your university will help you make a health insurance, and then the KNB provides with the monthly money for you to pay for your health insurance, and you can use that card to, like, if ever you have any problem with your body, you are sick or something, you can use that card to go to a hospital and get free treatment. So for the make sure, like, the health insurance and the book allowance is not covered in the living allowance, so it is different. 4.7 living allowance is different, plus you add 3 lakh of the book allowance and 4 lakh of the the health insurance. It is almost like you get around 5 or 5.5 million per month, so do the calculations, my cat. Next one is funding for publishing scientific articles. This one is again for masters and PhD students, so in case you want to publish some articles, the KNB will help you. And another one is economy class airline ticket for arrival from Indonesian airport from the international airport of the student's home country to Indonesia, including local transport to the host university, and provide economic class air ticket for returning, blah 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 blah. And yeah, let me explain this first. So for me, when I was coming to Indonesia, the university or the KNB, they provided me a ticket from my nearest international airport, which is Mumbai. So I went from Mumbai to Bangkok. I had a transit in Bangkok, and from Bangkok to Jakarta, and from Jakarta to Surabaya. So but like for me, from my city to Mumbai, the transport I had to cover it on my own. So make sure that you are aware of this. KNB will only provide you ticket from the nearest international airport to your home university. For me, when I landed in Surabaya, my university, they came to pick me up, and that was it. They left me in our dormitory, and I had a really good sleep, guys. So this thing, and then your return ticket. Let's say you finish your course in 4 years, you finish your course, and then when you have to go back. It's a rule. You cannot stay in Indonesia. When you will sign your contract with KNB, that's a thing. You will know it. But when you go back, the return ticket will be provided by KNB too. And yeah, in case you want to go travel, like go back to your home country for holidays, like I'm here in India. Currently I'm in India, so for holidays, summer vacations are going on. So for me, the tickets were not provided by KNB. I had my own savings, and then I booked the tickets on my own money. So make sure the air tickets are only provided for you to come and to go after your course is finished. Take notes, guys. And then what is it? Please be advised that KNB students must return to home countries no later than 60 days after the program ends or after the student is declared to have graduated, as long as their resident permit has not expired. So this is what I mentioned. You have to go back. You cannot stay in Indonesia. You cannot work in Indonesia. Even during the duration of the scholarship, you cannot have any part-time job. In case the government knows, your scholarship will be cancelled. Please take note, because the government is really providing so much. It's very enough for you to live comfortably in Indonesia as a student. So I don't think there's any need for you to continue like look for a part-time job or something. So next part is, please be advised that a program completion is not necessarily graduation or a commencement ceremony. Return ticket will be booked by host university. The student must apply for exit permit only, EPO, as well as book the ticket. So this is just so common. I don't think I gotta explain it. And then the duration of scholarship is exclusively and correlated to the duration of academic program as indicated below. So here it's like, you can check in the documents, it's mentioned like for the Indonesian language course it's maximum 12 months, 1 year. For doctorate program it's 8 semesters, which is how much, 4 years again. So for, let's say you are a PhD student, your scholarship will be for 5 years, 1 year for Bahasa Indonesia and the other 4 for your degree studies. For masters it's 4 semesters, which means 2 years. So for them in total it's 3 years. For bachelors it's the same as the PhD one, 5 years of course. And what's next? Please be advised that the KNB scholarship is calculated to support the KNB students' costs only if there is no provision for dependents of family. And yeah, you cannot bring any of your family members. In case you want to send money to your home, let's say you want to provide for your family, you need to save it from the 5 million or 4.7 million allowance that you're getting, and then you have to send it. If you want to bring your family members to Indonesia, it will all be covered by you. The KNB will not provide for anything. And that is it for the video, because this is all that KNB provides. In case you have any questions, please mention it down on YouTube. Do not text me on Instagram, I won't be replying. I'm so sorry, I have some personal reasons, and I really hope your questions are answered. In case you want a more detailed video on how to live in Indonesia as a student with the amount of scholarship that I've mentioned, I will make a new video for it. But for now, this is what KNB covers, and in my opinion it's really more than enough. It's just, it depends on you how you manage it, because it's really, I've seen students who really have a lot of savings, and I've seen students who just, spend the money. I was one of them. In the starting months, actually in the starting months, I had no idea, like we had no idea how to, like, where to spend, where to keep, where to save. And so sometimes we got scammed, sometimes we just used to use like the most expensive thing available. We had no idea like these things are also available, the alternatives. So when you come, it will take you 1 or 2 months to settle down. After that you are good, you can do your savings, and that's it. Bye bye. In case you have any question, let me know, and I hope this video helps. Peace out. Bye bye.